so many bananas.
I always get bananas in a huge bunch, especially when they're on sale. Those bananas are too brown and spotty for most people to still want to eat them. I don't mind because this is actually the perfect time to eat them when they have spots and specks. And yeah, but 5 kilos of bananas is even a bit too much for myself. So I'm cutting them up and freezing them, and it's such a therapeutic work to do that. I love it. So later I was doing a little bit of studying for chemistry because, well, chemistry is not my personal strength. I love science, but yeah, chemistry has never been my favorite, so it takes a time for me to properly understand all the concepts, because I'm not a big fan of just learning things by heart. I always want to understand every process and why things are that way. And yeah, but it really helps to have a cat with you when you study. I'm so glad right now, because yesterday I went to a friend's place to photograph her pets and my camera was not working at all. It was so awful. It was really bad at fiddling with lighting. It was basically developing the pictures completely at random. And the photos I got out were awful quality because I had to use insane ISO because the camera was having issues. And I was like, oh no, it's broken. Because ever since Iceland there has been a small defect. I can't switch the camera off. And at that moment I thought, that's it. The sensor is broken. Something is seriously wrong with this camera. And I freaked out a little bit because it's not a cheap camera and repair services are not so cheap either. But yeah, today I switched it on again and suddenly it's working. I think it has to do with the fact that I use a different SD card. Maybe, I mean, it's still gonna send the camera in for checkup, but I'm so relieved right now. Everything is alright. The camera is still making good pictures, that maybe it was just a defect or something wrong, I don't know, but it gives me a lot of hope, and I'm actually filming with the broken camera right now, so it makes me so happy that it's not the end. So happy. Today is a beautiful spring day, by the way. We have gorgeous weather. Actually, let me show you. Yeah, we have beautiful spring weather. That's the view from my window. And here's the kitty. Hey, kitty. Hey. And yeah, I am currently trying to, where is it? Trying to get on with my to-do list for today. There is a lot to be done, and quite some things include the estate that my room is currently in, or the kitchen. So it's mostly me trying to tidy things because I can be very messy sometimes. And yeah, that's still to be done. Then I have a little bit of studying to do and some exercise and some work, and then I go to my other job at night. So a long, long, long day it is. Also, I have spent the last days hastily working on my Patreon. It was something that I was going to plan properly and make like really nicely with intro video and everything. And I've been working on the Patreon page since about half a year now. But yeah, now Patreon is kind of stressing me a little bit because they sent an email that there's a deadline, and if you don't submit your page before the deadline, they will take even more from your donations away, which, you know, it's not so cool. So I will launch my Patreon page really soon, probably. You'll see. I'm very curious how you guys are gonna take this, because I have, I think, a bit of a different approach than most people. I don't know. I'm not sure how smart that is, but I honestly don't really care about if it's smart or not. I'm just doing what feels alright with me, and I have been pondering to do this for a while, and I always see it in a way that, you know, if there are people out there who want to support creators, why not give them a chance? So this is just me opening up a chance for people who actually want to support me, stressing my elf butt off to get it done before May, because that's the deadline. Also, look at my long my hair has gotten. I mean, I just trimmed it, but it's really long and I like it. I'm very happy about that. Still owe you guys that hair video. Have had a really stressful time lately, but yeah, now everything is just perfect. I'm really happy with my life right now. He looks so unhappy, but you're not unhappy, aren't you?
On the 1st of May, we always celebrate my little bean's birthday. We don't know for sure when he was born because his pet passport only says May and then the year, but I figured since he's a black witch cat and there is a witch Sabbath in May, on the 1st of May, we selected this date as his birthday. And yeah, as you can see, I made a little hat for him with tiny red hearts because I love him so much, and he got a nice little kitty cake made from a base of chicken pastry and some fresh salmon on top. Only the things he loves, and yeah, he was showered in appreciation. He turned 13 that day, so yeah, I'm a very proud cat mom, and I hope that we get to celebrate a lot of more birthdays to come.
I just came home from the gym and oh my goodness, I can't even properly lift the camera anymore. Let's put this here. I cannot even properly hold the camera anymore because my arms are so tired. I did a lot of shoulder and arm and, well, pull-up preparation exercises because I can only do 1 and sometimes 2, and I want to do more, so I did a lot of assisted pull-ups. And oh my god, when I was driving home in the car, I had difficulties I don't have a manual car. I forget what it's called. Is it called Tears? Not sure. But I had difficulty switching from like 1 to 2. And just driving the car was exhausting. And now I have to wash my hair, which I'm dreading a little bit, because it means that I have to lift my hands up and I can't. So it's gonna probably give me a very interesting look with half washed hair. We'll do our best. We'll do our best.
Hey! Hey, Kimmy! Hey! Oh, hey!
So, I'm currently wearing a really weird assortment of clothes. Jeans and 2 jumpers, but no shirt because it's really cold. So you put 2 jumpers over one another. I don't know, that's just my way of doing it, I guess. But sorry, I have a bit of a raspy voice. My throat is starting to act up a little bit, so that's also why I'm packing extra warm today, because I don't want to get sick and the weather's really cold right now. Again, I think I'll probably get my wool spiders out, but yesterday when I was at the gym, I posted a little video of my leg during an exercise, because I have a very degenerated musculus quadriceps femoris, which is the inner part of the big thigh muscle, the like front inner part, the one that keeps your kneecap in place. Mine has been really degenerated because of an injury, and I posted a picture because I could finally start seeing a little bit of that particular muscle. I mean, my thigh muscle was always good, but the small bit in the front inner side was just basically gone after 10 years of not doing anything. The muscle, I mean I did stuff, but the muscle was traumatized and didn't work, or didn't participate into movement, so it degenerated a lot, as you can imagine. And I was really proud of that. I posted a video and I got an ask, said that I know it's probably none of my business, but do you really want fat thigh muscles? And I mean, I didn't get angry about that at all, because I mean, people can say what they want. I am beyond the age where I actually care what people think about what I do with my body, because it's my body and it's my right to do anything I want to with it, and I don't care. I mean, other people don't have to like it because they won't affect my choice anyways, but I do want to talk about something in regards to that, because it's if that comment reaches somebody who was not me, like those kinds of things, it's not alright. And I think that nobody has the right to tell a stranger from the internet what they should do with their body or what they should not do. I remember growing up, my thighs were my biggest insecurity. I'm thinking because my waist was my other insecurity. I have a very athletic build, which is something that's also been passed down from my mom. And I was basically only bones and muscles in school, because I was into competitive sports and I was sporting a lot. And I always hated the way I looked because of that. I mean, I loved the sports and I didn't want to stop doing that, but all I wanted was this narrow waist and those like slim legs as other girls had it. Don't get me wrong, my legs were really tiny. When I see pictures of them now, I'm like, girl, you had really thin legs, like what the hell? But in that age, I think when you're in puberty, you're just basically just a stick figure if you're sporty, but compared to the other girls' legs, my thighs were huge, or appeared huge to me, even though I think now, looking back at it now, they were pretty normal. They were just strong, and I didn't appreciate that, and I felt really insecure, and I always hated that about myself, and I hated it for a really long time, until I had my accident and I couldn't sport anymore, and definitely not up to the level that I had been on. And then I started to kind of hate my legs even more at first, because now they were weak and they were giving me pain. At least the left leg was giving me a lot of pain. And it was a journey of 10 years to not only find the solution to the problem going on in my knee, because I had an accident and then a messed up surgery So it was a bit complicated to find what was the problem, and I had a second surgery to fix the areas of the first, and it was all a very nasty story. I have a video on like recovery progress and some background information. I'm gonna link it somewhere down below if you want to watch that, because yeah, I'm not gonna touch on this now. But it was also a journey for me to kind of fall in love with my body again and appreciate the strength I have, and kind of say goodbye to this image of what I thought I wanted to look like. Now the issue is in the process of being resolved, because the muscle has been reactivated and it's now participating, and I'm now very, very, very slowly and with a lot of hard work, blood, sweat and tears. Well, tears not so much anymore, but yeah, I'm working myself up to, first off, a normal standard of inner thigh muscle, because I'm not there yet. My inner thigh is getting stronger, but it's not at the level of a normal non-sporty person yet. And once I've reached normal person level, I can go up to train it harder. And I do intend to. I mean, I don't want like super beefy bodybuilder legs that are like the size of 3 heads in a row. It's not what I'm aiming for, and it's definitely not something that I think you can achieve. Like legs like that, I don't think you can achieve that without taking testosterone or stuff like that, which, you know, I'm not gonna do. But I do want my legs to get as strong as possible. And you know why? Not because I enjoy the way it looks, but because this is the only solution on how I can keep doing what I'm doing until a very old age. And that to me is a lot more important than other people's opinions. Because if that inner thigh muscle stays weak, I will keep dislocating my knee, you know, because it happened twice already, also thanks to the messed up surgery. And the only thing that's really gonna save me from an artificial knee when I'm older is having insanely strong muscles to keep that kneecap in place. So yeah, my first goal obviously is to be able to do the things I love again without having pain, because you know, chronic pain is not a fun thing to have, and I've only had it for 10 years and I still experience it now. It's not chronic anymore, but I still experience pain in my leg. So yeah, and if a fat thigh is gonna solve that, then, you know, I don't care about appearance. I mean, I can be quite vain, as most people, I think, and I think vanity is not something particularly bad, but there are moments and situations where vanity is just not important, and to me, being active and agile and happy and healthy and safe is a lot more important than my looks. This is my health insurance basically, so I'm really doing all that I can to get this leg to as strong as possible. And yeah, looks are the last that I'm bothered about, and people and opinions from strangers on the internet are the other thing that I really don't bother about, because that's a personal thing. And I think even if it wouldn't have been for a health reason, it would still not be people's business what I'm doing to my body. I mean, hey, if I would want the thighs of thunder, which I'm gonna have one day, mark my words, if I would want them because of the way they looked, and that's what I would want to feel happy and confident, you know, by all means. We should really stop thinking that we're entitled to tell other people what they should do to their bodies, unless we are professional physicians or whatnot and somebody is doing something that is really dangerous and unhealthy. But even then, I think you should be very careful when telling a stranger. I was told a lot in the past also, both from women and men, that just muscles are not attractive, and that I should stop doing sports. And I mean, I was not even close to the level of like super muscular. I was just sporty, you know, just athletic, sporty. And I was still told like, oh, you know, if you have a six-pack and it's gonna intimidate men. I don't know. I'm like, come on, you know. If it intimidates someone that I am strong, then you are not the kind of person I'm looking for anyways. So, but it was a long way to learn that. And when I was young, of course, I really believed that. But later I learned that the people who were intimidated by my dedication and my stubbornness and my willpower are not people I want to have around anyways. So yeah, it's just a little story. I'm not sure, you probably have something that you are very insecure about as well, that you really don't like about yourself, but sometimes it takes a while to learn that it's exactly those insecure things that is exactly the things we're insecure about that we should be really grateful for. At least that was what it's like for me. I mean, of course I had other things about myself that I didn't like appearance-wise, but that I've made my peace with now, and it's just a body, and it's your body, and it's the only body you have, and every single bit of it is just pure magic in a metaphorical way speaking. It is amazing, and it keeps you alive. Like, I know a lot of people don't like their noses, but I mean, hey, if you wouldn't have a nose, you wouldn't be able to breathe, and in the end, there is no such thing as an ugly body or an ugly body part, and just, you know, be happy with what you have. But yeah, also in regards to sports levels, I'm currently almost back at catching up with from before I got sick over Christmas. So I'm almost there, back to the level of back then, almost there, because I had a very huge drawback. And because of that, I also really adjusted my diet a lot, like the amount of food and the amount of protein, but also the amount of food I'm eating at the moment is insane. Like, I feel like I'm just eating, but it's really helping a lot. And yeah, everything is optimized to the point of let's do this. So yes, I'll be here, and I'll be growing my thighs, and if people have a problem with that, then I'm sorry. Hey.